All right, everybody, we are going to get started with the next run. It's going to be as well. So go ahead and take it away, guys.
Hello, everyone. I'm back again. Unfortunately, as I said, it's going to be a mini marathon of me, so you will have to listen to me constantly again, very sadly. But now we have 100% level storage that house is going to be run, and we have a dynamic duo on the commentary. It's me as me, and it's my best friend, the one and only RandyBooba. Welcome.
Hello, it's me, RandyBooba.
It's him. Welcome. How are you doing, Randy? How are you excited for the run?
I am so excited. You could say I've never been this excited in my life.
Good.
One could make that assertion.
You better be, because it's a very cool round. So I believe we are ready to start, right? So we have to do a little countdown for our Russian friend over here. So why don't you do that, Randy?
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Very cool. So for those who don't know, let's very quickly explain what 100 LS is. It's slightly different. It's very similar to, well, not very similar. It's just similar to OG's 100. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to traverse the levels as fast as possible, just basically do a boss rush. And in the meantime, we're also going to clear some certain areas of the levels, just to make our job easier while we come back to them eventually. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a boss rush until goals where the magic will happen, but we're going to get to that later. So basically what we're going to do is just boss rush, and then we're going to come back to every level with overpowered abilities you'll see in the future. And yeah, as you can see, Glimmer, very simple, very quick level.
Sorry, I was coughing.
Good.
Yeah, this run is primarily, the first kind of section of it is an extended any percent run is a good way to think of it. The big issue is we want to get to Dragon Shores as quickly as possible because we want to get Fireball.
Yeah.
It just makes doing a bunch of things a lot easier. It's just so strong. So that's what we're going to be doing, but we have to get all the talismans. We don't have a gulp skip at the moment, so we have to get all the talismans first, though. Then we'll do some extra kind of orbs along the way and a few extra levels, like we'll do a Speedway, Ocean Speedway earlier and whatnot.
Yeah, we want to clear speedways basically, yeah, because like we can't really. I mean, we can do speedways without with the stored level storage, right? But with the stored speedway, but it's not really necessary, to be honest. So so it's just simpler to actually do them on our first run for the levels, right? So yeah, that's true. That is true. So yeah, here obviously, like I said, we're just going to do a talisman / boss rush. So we got over here. In the meantime, we're also going to get some certain orbs and clear some certain areas. For example, with level storage, hockey doesn't really change. So what we wanna do is just simply do hockey in this visit, because why not? It's just simpler. So yeah, unfortunately we have no way of catching the pucks early or anything like that, so we'll just have to deal with the RNG over here. And yeah, it can be brutal sometimes, as you can see. Kinda brutal.
There is a chance. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes the puck will just go in.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see one of those in the 10 goals that House is gonna score. I guess it only really happens in the first one anyway. The first 5.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like the difficult part of this is that like judging whether the puck is actually going to get in the in the goalkeeper's proximity for him to hit it away, or can we actually just catch it? As you can see, this one it's just impossible to judge. It was like very close to him, but he still didn't hit it. So it's just like how how are we going to judge that? But yeah. It's very yeah. He looks quite genuinely devastated whenever he just like throws his whatever it is. Absolutely. Hockey is fortunately a little bit better because the puck is going in our like general direction. Sometimes we will be able to catch it instantly. Sometimes we'll have to like chase it a little, but it's still not. Like the chase is still not as bad as it was during the first hockey, right?
Yeah, it's just way more consistent. There are like a few. I think there's one bad angle you can get on a puck, and it's kind of hard to get it, but for the most part, you can kind of pretty much always get it.
Yeah, sometimes the puck can go like in the corner of the arena, and then you have no clue whether it's going to like bounce in that direction or some different direction. But yeah, overall something like that. And we did both hockeys, and we're leaving because yes, we don't want anything else from this level for now. So obviously we have to buy all the power-ups as well on our way through the game. Unfortunately, since we're doing like kind of an extended any percent route as Randy rightly described it, we don't really have gems for that right now. Thankfully, by the time we leave Idle Springs and also do the Hunter's tutorial afterwards, we're going to have a little bit over 500. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be around like 520. And Stream actually costs 500, so it's perfect for us. The route that we're doing is actually very good in the sense that we're just not. We don't have to like go basically to some other areas to get additional gems. We're just very good, very clean. And yeah, auto scroll at level, Pog you. It's not much to say over here. We're just going to clear the areas that are behind the doors, basically. Because during level storage, despite us having like superpower abilities, we just don't have an ability to go through walls, sadly. So it's better to clear all of these areas during this visit, since we have to go to the talisman area anyway, right? So it's just better for us. And we're going to clear the waterfall area and we'll leave. Leavey. There you go.
I guess, do you want me to explain, Groxu, what level storage allows us to do for people that don't know? I won't explain how you get it right now, but I can just... Yeah, because
you can absolutely
we should just mention that.
Yeah, we should absolutely mention that, especially since like the sections over here are just not the most entertaining.
Yeah.
They're just fucking doing like following content, lol. Yeah.
So in a similar way to like OG 100, where we want to get Fireball early, OG 120 can use like double jumps and like things like that to get to it. We can't. We have no way to get to it without having like some other form of power. And the other form of power that we can do is we can store a Speedway, and it allows us to use the fly ability and supercharge, which is how we'll end up getting it, and then how we'll end up kind of just traversing all the levels backwards in a similar way. Because if we can do everything faster with supercharge and fly, then we're just gonna save it until that point. So that's what we do at around like 40-ish minutes into the run. We'll store a Speedway.
Yup. Okay. So we're here in Hurricanes. We're going to do a couple of it's basically the similar thing I showed in my 4-year run. So we just did at the start of the level, we did a couple of perfect hovers to actually get where we shouldn't be, and we did the orb challenges in the reverse order basically. We're clearing the entire area over here just so we make our lives a little bit easier for the second visit. And also something that that we need to mention is every time we interact with something, for example NPCs, or we watch a cutscene or something like that, basically we lose our super flight ability that we will get during the second visit, right? During the after the level storage part. So it's just better to not use those, to just collect those orbs now, because later on we won't really be able to get up there. We could, but it's just slower, right? So no point to do that. And we're also going to do we're going to clear the area here in Sunny Beach, this upper one, and now we're going to clip out of bounds over here, and we're going to do a little skip that our little favorite commentator over here, Randy, actually found.
Well, we have to put some respect onto Cameron Venge's name. Basically, what we found was that water in SRT works not like a plane, like once you cross the plane then you swim. It's more like a tank of water. So you can actually swim on the outside of the turtle soup tank and get to the talisman early. Unfortunately, House bonked on part of the wall, so he had to go get this turtle. But if he did get up there, he would just end up in this room with the door closed, and you can kind of just stay out of bounds.
Yeah, some section of this wall of the talisman room is actually solid, and some section is just easily passable through. So you kind of need to know where to aim to actually get into the talisman room. But yeah, you could do that. It's still fine. From underneath also, which we haven't mentioned, from underneath the water basically, the inbound area, House also collected a couple of gems through the ground. So it's going to make the lives easier, his life easier for the second visit as well. So yeah, very very smart thinking for now. And we're going to do our first Speedway, which is essentially actually the hardest probably.
Yeah, it definitely is the hardest.
Yeah.
Just all the cycles of the boats.
Yeah, exactly. The cycles are terrible.
And then these, I don't know what you even want to call them. Tractors, cars, I guess.
I think it's called tractors in game, yeah.
Their hitboxes are horrible, they'll just bonk you.
Yeah, it's just unpleasant basically to do that. House also has a slightly different route than most NLS, 100 NLS runners, for example, or something like that. He basically does, he's going to try to finish on a gate. Oh, actually no, he's not. He used to try and finish on a gate in order to get a animation skip at the end, because as you can see, Spyro flies very high up and it takes away some time from the loadless timer. So you can actually pause and quit after finishing the challenge, and it will count as collecting everything, but you won't have to watch the cutscene, so it's kind of better, right? And yeah, we're going to do the orb challenge, which is very cool because you don't have to follow Hunter. You just collect every ring that you can, in a way so that it doesn't disappear, right? Because it disappears once after some time, after Hunter just crosses through them. So yeah, If we can stay ahead of Hunter and know the right route to actually do that, we can just simply clear it without having to wait for Hunter. So yeah, pretty simple stuff.
And these are the abilities that we're gonna have once we score either Metro or Icy Speedway later in the run.
Mm-hmm.
Just can travel so much faster than
Yeah,
just
in
normal
Speedway-
charging. And
In Speedways it doesn't look like so because they are just very huge levels, right? But in normal levels, it's like the difference is very noticeable. You can sometimes just lose track of where you're going at the time. So yeah, there you go. We just cleared the Speedway, and we're going to Aquaria with a very simple skip. Or, well, not very simple, but it's not very difficult and also time consuming. It's just very quick. You'll see, or if you saw my 40 run, you probably know what it is. We're just going to stand on an invisible pixel and get to the talisman guy, because you don't actually have to fill the entire level with water in order to get a talisman here in SRT. So very cool. Very, very cool.
And there's a skip that Groxu found where you actually don't need to even fill it with any water, but it saves at the most, like, it wouldn't really save much when you have swim, but when you don't have swim and the 90% run, it saves like maybe like a second or two, and it's immensely more difficult, so no one really goes for it.
Yeah, without 90 minutes especially. With 90 minutes it's kind of bearable, but still, like, please, no. Don't. Yeah, you can walk right to the power-up area basically without water, but no point in doing that, to be honest. And yeah, we're going to clear the entire area, and we're going to go into Crushy, our first boss. So, Crush used to be a very linear boss, but it isn't, right? It isn't anymore.
No, yeah, we used to just take all of his hits, you flame him, and then he moves to the next one. But oh, that was an interesting flame. We actually found, and I don't remember when it was, but there's basically the possibility that you can, when he's on like the right blue platform, you can actually get double hits on him by essentially getting what I like to call like a phantom flame, where you flame, get hit, and then the flame stays out, and then it hits, and then you hit again, because he doesn't go into his like hit animation, but you can only get it on the... You can get it most consistently on the right blue. You can get it on a left orange, but that's only ever happened once, so there was a double hit.
Yeah, that was a double. Absolutely, you can see by you could see by the extended flame, kind of like the flame is much more extended. It lasts for longer, but also Crush, you know, kind of like yelled after getting this flame, and he still went like he didn't, you know, waste our time by punching the ground and having damage and anything like that. It's just a phantom hit, basically. So yeah, we finished the fight earlier, a little bit earlier. It saves 10 seconds about. Very cool. Very, very cool that we managed to show it off, because I couldn't.
At the most you can get like 3 double hits. Normally runners get like 1 or 2.
Yeah. Absolutely, because Crush has 7 hit points, right? So 3 is the maximum you can get in theory. In practice as well, though it's not really viable.
In practice, I don't think anyone's ever gotten 3, to be honest.
Yeah, so very sad. And yeah, here we're not killing the enemies as in for the orb. Because we're just going to pay money back. We also didn't get baskets on the right. It's just at the start of the level. It's just basically the entire level over here is just we're going to clear the entire left side and leave the right side for the revisit. since we're going to have infinite flight and also fireballs, we will be able to clear the Drachlets then, so we don't need to kill any enemies at this point. And yeah, that's basically everything. We're also going to do George in the second visit. So the only thing that is left now is just simply to clear the entire area around the talisman room, and that's everything from Crystal Glacier that we need right now.
You also
There you
see
go.
him guidebook out. Just stays watching the cutscene at the end, and especially when we're doing loadless, it's a little bit faster.
Yeah, because like not only you save time by not watching the cutscene, it's about a second, but also like there's a kind of long animation of flying out of the portal, about 5 seconds of your loadless time. So we just avoid doing that by warping to the homeworld, and we're also going to use that trick in the levels first, but you'll see that later. And we're in the second speedway of the round, which probably is one of the easier ones, especially since we have to practice it and play it in different categories as well, right?
Yeah, it's definitely the one. I mean, it's the one I've played the most because I ran any percent for over a year, and it's not too hard to like get down. There's no cycles you have to worry about. There's nothing like that. So
yeah, and the ending is also friendly.
Yeah, you can not really. It's hard to really mess this one up. Okay, he got the pause.
Yeah,
So
that's what I mean.
Yeah, as
that's what I
Groxu
mean
was
by
saying
saying.
earlier, you can pause, and if you see 400 out of 400 out of the gems at the bottom, it means you will get those gems, and you can skip that kind of flying up animation.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of friendly because it's quite easy to do on the gates, in my opinion. It's easier than
definitely.
on anything else. So, that's why the ending is kind of friendly. And also, it's also one important thing, like one visual cue that you can basically get and judge whether you completed the speedway. Is if you see like skill point acquired at the bottom after pausing, then you certainly got every gem. If you didn't get that, and you still heard like the gates breaking and stuff like that, then you won't get the full amount, which is like kinda sketchy, but yeah. So here we did the auto-scroller minigame, and we're going to warp after getting the orb to Autumn Plains again. It kind of skips the fade to black, then quit then quit the challenge and quit the level, and also like traversing the entire distance. So this is why we're doing this. We can't really quit after getting the orb because we can suffer the game that way. So please don't do that. And yeah, we're going to do Skelos now. Very simple level. We're just going to skip to the end basically by using a wall glide. And that's everything that we need from this level. So yeah. Just going to collect a couple of gems on the side, and that's it. And that's it for Skelos.
Good old Skelos. Pretty quick level.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing too crazy about that, especially since like we're going to come back with better power-ups, so it's just better to do that in the second visit, like clear the entire level. But now we're going to suffer because we're going into Breeze, and Breeze went through a change to, like, in order to get to the end of the level as fast as possible, we have a little something that is kind of new. So, how's it going first to use this area, right? Over here. And then he's going to do a jump onto this little thing of the anchor, then into this ring. And now he's going to set up as best as he can, and obviously get on top of the anchor, very simple stuff. In theory, in practice, it's horrible, but I'm glad to see how it actually succeeds first try. So yeah.
Yeah, Breeze went from like one of the easiest levels to like one of the hardest levels.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Just with as many of those like kind of precise little hovers and jumps in and around that anchor. It's not horribly. It's not like the hardest thing in the run, I don't think, but it's just like annoying to get down.
Yeah.
It is. You have very little space to land.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with that. And also, like, camera can get finicky. Because sometimes the camera can just go inside the ship and then you just don't see anything. So
That's what House is doing there is called fast climbing.
Mm-hmm.
So normally you kind of have like a, I want to say like a cooldown, like when you can jump and stuff. But if you jump backwards off of the ladder and then hold forward, you can kind of immediately let go and re-grab it.
Yeah, very cool, quick way to do that. Some people have it mastered and it looks like insane when they do that, but yeah. It's certainly faster because like if we pull back and go into the ladder again, it just kind of resets the cooldown, so you don't have to worry about that. And yeah, we're going to do a little walk right over here, get to the last button, open up the bridge, get to the end of the level, and that's everything that we need from Scorch. As I said, most of these levels are basically like a talisman rush, so kind of like any percent, but a little bit extended, so that we just simply clear we clear some less convenient areas in the meantime. But yeah, that's basically that we do everything that we do from these in these levels before the level storage part. And yeah, that's Scorch done. Up next, Fracture Hills, and we don't have Satorless, so very sad.
Yeah, we get to hear all the bagpipes and all their glory 6 times.
Hell yeah, Scotland. Absolutely. It's not also that bad because obviously we're going to use some areas in the meantime, less convenient areas, I guess, but not the best way. And the only reason that we don't really have Satorless in SRT is because around the talisman room, if you didn't clear, so if you didn't free the entire like Sator population over here, there is a huge invisible block around the entire mountain, and you cannot cross this invisible block from any direction. So that's the only reason that we don't have Satorless, and we probably will never have, unless there's some like clip or whatever, like going through walls, I don't know. So yeah. Nothing interesting so far. Just
A lot of the interesting routes and ideas come in once we get level storage. Just because you can do so much more and do levels in interesting kind of ways, but
yeah, it's
Fracture's also, I think, the most boring level because there's stick to cutscenes.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. It's kind of similar to Shady, I guess. It's also just tragic at this point. In 4D Orbit, is a little bit less boring because we have to do like the rocket ride and stuff like that, and it kind of changes the entire, well, not the entire, but it changes the level somewhat. But for any person else, it's just super boring Shady Oasis. So yeah. Yeah, there are a couple of boring levels, unfortunately. And up next, Magma. It's basically the same idea, which means we're going to clear some certain areas. We're going to get on the ladder. We're going to actually go the money bags area, but not for the reason that you think of. Because we're not going to pay the scamming bear. We're just going to kind of wall glide next to him over the invisible wall and go out of bounds so we can get to the end of the level quicker. Yeah. Also used in 4D Orb, I also showcased that, so very simple stuff. We're not going to talk to the phone over here, we're just going to skip him and do the entire thing in the second visit when we have a fireball, because it's more convenient and just easier to actually do party crashes that way. So there you go. We're paying money bucks once again to open up Shady Oasis, and as I said, this is going to be another simply resident sleeper level. Nothing happening. Nothing serious happening over here. We just have to escort Shorty, but Shorty speed and SRT. Yeah, that's just something.
Just starts crying.
Yeah, I guess. Nothing special.
There is also the possibility that Shorty can just soft-lock. She can just fall down off of her like mapping, and then you would have to reload the level, which kind of sucks. But
Yeah.
luckily, it didn't happen.
Yeah, you need to kind of like push Shorty of the stairs, and since I think like Shorty's movement and stuff is kind of scripted. Once she did her movement, it's just basically she won't get up the stairs again. It's like the script doesn't tell her to jump again or something like that. So yeah, it's just very unfortunate stuff. But thankfully we managed to avoid that this time. And yeah, very simple stuff. We're going to clear the entire area over here, even though we're going to get into this area and the revisit anyway, because we need 18 enemies to activate the power-up. But since we have so much time in this visit anyway, it's just better to actually clear the entire way on this visit. So yeah, that's how it looks. Simple stuff, get some gems over here, get the talisman, and that's everything. It took over 2 minutes, but we got there. And that... okay. I was kinda confused whether it's something new or not, but yeah, this is fine. So basically, we warped to Metro and we left the level. It's just a faster way to traverse the entire distance. Yeah, we're going to the Zephyr now, which is one of the faster levels as well. Especially now because I don't know if House is actually going to do this during the marathon or not, but there was a slightly new way of doing Cowlex discovered. Basically, we're doing Cowlex on the revisit with level storage now. Don't know if House is going to do that, but yeah, that's the entire idea. We discovered that it's faster if you do it optimally, but it's not the easiest way in the world because we can't like charge Cowlex. We can only fireball them, which sends them flying. So we have to be kind of cautious to not throw them out of bounds. Because yeah, then bad things will happen. And yeah, that's all support over here. getting the talisman, because we destroyed the entire thing. We can, as you probably saw in my any percent NLS round, I actually got inside the talisman area without having to blow up the entire room. But the problem is that in 100% you actually cannot get to one of the baskets. That is inside the area, so we have to blow it up anyway. And now we have Goopy, which we're not going to fight, we're just going to say hello and leave the level. And the way the thing is that we do it because it actually, if we enter the level, it kind of saves in our guidebook, which means we will just simply be able to like warp to gold after we clear out Metro, after we clear out Icy, which will happen now. We're not going to go for the basket and the long glide, we're just going to jump to Icy. We're going to do that and then warp to gold and do the level storage, which is the real highlight of this round, basically.
There's kind of two routes with this level. There's the route that like House and I stole from House. And then there's the more IL-ish route where you end on different spots, but they work out to be about the same time, because the other one is a little bit faster. The one that like Groxu and Cam and I think Logic does as well, where you end, I think, on like one of the sea monsters, but the one that House and I do, you end on an arch, so you get a animation cancel.
No. I think it's still a little bit slower.
The one House and I do is a little bit slower, but...
Yeah, I don't know how much the animation skip actually saves, so... I'm not sure about that, but yeah, the route overall is slower, it's 56 seconds. We do, the route that I do is like mid-49s, which is like 7 seconds slower, but I don't get an animation skip, so yeah. I don't know how much...
With the route that House does, you can get about... Like, you can get like a 54, 55, and then the animation cancel saves probably about like 4 or 5. So it's like a tad slower, but
yeah,
a bit more consistent if you can't like... The other way would be extremely faster if, you know, if you went for like the pause and got it, for example. Yeah. But if you can't, if you're not hitting the pause, then it's whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. So here, this is the ring 36 that we just got through, and unfortunately in SRT the rings are really close together. So you have to be like a god gamer, literally, and have very quick inputs in order to not miss those rings. Very sad, but thankfully if you have a good method of doing that, you will just do it every time. You won't miss anything, so yeah. And we got there. We are at the level storage part. So what is level storage, Randy?
So as I said previously, level storage is where you store a level. And one of the level we're gonna store is gonna be a Speedway, and it's either gonna be Metro Speedway or Icy Speedway, because how this game works, and if you watch Grox's last run with like fly-in skips, if you enter a portal on the first frame, you can pause and you'll technically be in there, but you can pause and use the menu and stuff. So if we pause on the first frame of entering the Gulp's Overlook portal, or whatever, hole, I guess, we can exit the level, and then it's going to put us out in front of one of 2 speedways. We got the orange screen, so that means we're out in front of Icy. So during the cutscene, we're actually playing the game in the background, and House is going to move back into the level, and then pause, quit, retry, and skip the cutscene, and then take an intentional death, and that'll give us the power to fly and supercharge everywhere and do a bunch of shenanigans. After the death, he's gonna actually warp back to Gulp, because technically, as of the game's concerned, we're an icy Speedway. That's why you see like the 100% level complete at the bottom there. Like, we're technically an icy Speedway right now. But now we're in Gulp.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where the run truly begins.
Absolutely. So for some reason, the like Gulp also, this is kind of like a phantom hit as well. Sort of. So if we supercharge Gulp, it actually like counts as a hit to him, but it like doesn't show up. So there's no animation. The health bar also doesn't deplete and anything like that. It just simply, he just dies. You do 10 hits to him with a supercharge and he just dies. So that's the entire thing. And now we're going to do a hide cap break into Ripto over here. So we can defeat him as quick as possible. This is also a trick that we use in any percent. And yeah, hide cap has been probably explained like a million times on the stream, so
Yeah.
so no point for now. Unless someone has any questions, but yeah, so far it's fine. We can supercharge Ripto over here. Unfortunately, on the second phase, our power-ups just go away. So we'll have to... So what we do is during the first phase, we collect 2 orbs so that we don't waste any time during phase 2. And we're going to hope for a blue orb. Because with blue orb we are actually able to get a double hit on Mecha Group over here and do a 1 cycle. House unfortunately missed time 1 hit, which means that not possible to get a 1 cycle over here, but it's still pretty good. Hunter drops orbs anyway during our like hits and everything like that. So yeah, it's not that challenging. And yeah, phase 3. You can do really fast phase 3s, but you can manipulate with those movement over here. But it's not very consistent at this point. You can still defeat him in like under 20 seconds, even without manipulating his movement. It's just he always, for the first like 6 hits, I believe, he always like moves from one place to another. So we can just predict where he goes, hit him, and we just simply do last hits as he like circles around the arena, and that's everything. So here what you saw, obviously since we have super flight, we just simply went underneath the level and went into the power-up gate, meaning we have a fireball now. So this is where the run truly begins. We already were overpowered, and at this point we're just super insane overpowered, so yeah. We're going to clear every level from behind now, basically. Just like OG Spyro do that. First up, clearing the tractor path. Unfortunately, getting an orb over here will take away our super flight power-up, but that's fine, we don't really need that, because we're already on the like highest point of the map, so it doesn't matter, right? There you go, mystery base.
I think for the most part, other than like like losing supercharge in phase 2 of Ripto, we always have access to supercharge. Like Groxu said, we do lose flight whenever we talk to an NPC or cutscene or whatever, but we can always use our supercharge to kind of, if we need to get up to certain places, you can get a bit of a higher jump with supercharged, obviously, than normal, but it's obviously nice to extend the time that we have flight for as long as you can.
Yeah, I mean, in some places, what we do at this point is whenever we need a super flight for something because it's faster, we just simply death abuse, because actually taking an intentional death like kind of resets that entire thing, which means we will get our flight power up back. Yeah. So what House is going to attempt over here is he's going to kill all of the enemies, and he's going to get the vase. Unfortunately, he didn't get that, because what you can do is you can have the animation of like the vase transporting while you are getting an orb from the minigame. It saves a little bit of time. It's a cool optimization over here. Unfortunately, you need to be kind of precise with your timing, so sadly House didn't get it this time, but it's still fine.
I just thought of something about level storage that I didn't mention. So as you can see, Spyro's running around, he's pretty fast, he can fly, he's got Fireball. Now you may be asking yourself, Randy, Groxu, I'm seeing all this cool stuff, but like, where's my boy Sparks?
True.
Now, since technically, as far as the game's concerned, like we have the Speedway power-ups and stuff, so Sparks is actually invisible in Speedways. He's still there. He's still collecting gems, he's still your health, you still have like however much health you have, either like yellow, blue, or green, or 0. And he can still point, you can still hear him and stuff, but he's just invisible. He's only visible in certain spots, like I think overworlds or something, like then he's visible. But if you're not, yeah, like you can see him now, but in a level it kind of sucks. Like if you were to miss a gem and you use the Sparks Finder to try to find it, you have to use audio cues because you can't actually see him.
Yeah, exactly. We kind of joke that we have to like turn into bats at some point and use like a location just to know where the gems are. Obviously, what you can also do is you can get if you're at the end of the round, what you can sometimes do is just take away the level storage, and Sparks will become visible again. But that's only at the end of the round. You don't know where the gem is basically. But yeah. So here for speedways, if you're entering a speedway with a stored speedway, you can sometimes have like a time is up screen pop out, and if that happens, you just have to kind of quit the game. Quit the level, and then quit game continue in order to find yourself at the start of Winter Tundra over here. If it doesn't happen, that's better. You save more time because you don't have to exit level and stuff like that. So your loadless timer doesn't take. You can just simply warp to Winter Tundra if you can get into the level normally. But yeah, pretty cool and simple stuff. And yeah, we're going to do the Mystic March because like we have to. It's such an open level, and we have overpowered abilities, obviously, and we have to do the Professor's Pencil and get the Spark Plug Thieves as well. It's just cool to see the route for this level, just how it can be done with such an like overpowered skill set, basically. So, yeah. Oh,
unfortunate fall.
Yeah. You can actually make that without jumping onto this platform, but you can sometimes fall if you don't aim well enough. And yeah, we're just going to do everything. Just going to transport the trading ingredients basically from one place to another, and do some clearing and also like different minigames in the meantime. But yeah, so far so good. Something that you might notice over here is that if you have Speedway power-up stored, the physics in water actually doesn't like change. Spyro still moves the same way, except that he still has the power-up, meaning that if, for example, we'll get to Aquaria, and there are like hard chests in the water, we can just simply break them by charging into them. You'll see. But as you can see, we just don't gain any additional speed while we are in the water, right? So yeah. And yeah, we're just transporting the trading pieces from one place to another, clearing the areas whenever we can. Actually, something that House just didn't do, because it's a little bit more risky. If you have a momentum from the supercharge, as you fall into the water, or on any other surface that just impacts your physics, you will actually carry this momentum for some time. So for example, if you land on an ice, you will just have a super speed for a couple seconds before it runs out. Same goes for water. If he was to actually dive into the water, he would carry this momentum, but it's just risky because there are gems in this container. So yeah, in this river.
Oh.
He actually yeah, he's scared of that thief. He should still be able to get his with the.
He has fireballs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where the thief goes.
She goes behind. Yeah, this way. There you go. Very cool. So yeah. We're almost at the end. As you can see, Mystic Marsh, despite how open and sparse the level is, with Supercharge you can do it actually very quickly. It's like you can see it by just looking at the Speedway counter in the upper right. So we basically are completing the level in about 4 minutes, which for a level that big and with such long minigames, it just isn't that much. There you go, 400, the last thief, and that's it that we need from Mystic Marsh. There you go.
That level when I did before I even learned the 100% rep like a year ago, I just did a random run of it one night, and Mystic Marsh took me like 14 minutes to complete.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
I had no idea where anything was.
Yeah, it's very confusing when you just don't have any idea of where things are in the level. Very confusing, very big and open. Also has a couple of layers, right? Like one is there's an upper area, there is a lower area, so it's just terrible to navigate the level as well. It's very confusing. Many different paths and stuff like that. So yeah. So there you go. We're in the Cloud Temples now. We need to kill 21 enemies still to get the freeze power up actually, because without that we cannot actually reach the belt. So we can reach the areas, but the belts itself we can't really reach. So yeah, we need to kill 21 enemies still for the freeze power up. We're just not. We kind of align ourselves so that we can kill the warlocks, but we just simply don't. We just simply don't activate the cutscene, so we can save a little bit more time, as well as our super flight power up. That's also very important. So yeah, there you go. We're just heading into the super freeze area. And yeah. Now something that kind of is important to notice over here is that supercharge doesn't have the exact same physics as normal charge. So for example, you can't kill certain enemies and interact with certain objects. And one of these objects is actually a bell. So you have to actually buy a head bash and use head bash on those bells. Which is kinda weird, but oh, I guess that's what we do. So in the end, this isn't going to be a 10,000 gem run. It's going to be 9,000 gem run because we're just paying money back after we already got money from him. So very sadgy.
I will say that also the timer, as it may seem like it's counting up and doesn't have like a... Normally it counts down and you have whatever 30 seconds and then you get time whenever you add whenever you hit like a thing. This timer that's counting up only actually goes to 10 minutes. So if you get to 10 minutes, you'll have to exit the level or quit game and retry, and then your timer will go back down to 0. But House will get nowhere near 10 minutes for any of the levels, hopefully.
Yeah, most likely it's not going to happen. Like probably the longest level that we have ahead of us is Aquaria Towers, and because like I said, the supercharge doesn't really work underwater, and that's what we have to do for Aquaria. So Aquaria is about 5 minutes loadless. Normally it's probably, actually it's about 6 minutes loadless. Normally it's even longer with RTA. So yeah, we'll see that soon enough. Actually, it's 5 minutes, but also like we're clearing Summer Forest in the same split, so it's probably so it's 6 minutes overall. But yeah, Aquaria itself is probably around 5 minutes, and that's the longest level that we have in front of us. Actually, maybe Zephyr, yeah. Epcot.
I was gonna say. Yippee!
Yeah. So as I said, we're going to use our super power-ups to actually do cows quicker in theory. In practice, it's just more difficult, but you can still do them relatively quickly, I suppose. Unless you like fireball one of the cows out of bounds, then so yeah, that can happen. Let's hope it doesn't.
If it happens, you just have to quit and retry the level, which sucks, but...
Yeah. Well done, my boy. True. True. So yeah, we're just going to take care of cows now. So cows in SRT have some scripted events, especially in this area. And those scripted events is basically if you get a cow, he like to the edge of the platform over here, it will, as you can see, get kind of like artificially moved mid-air so that it will always just land on the other side. But if a cow falls from there, then you have a problem because the like scripted event won't actually like activate once again. So yeah. So let's hope the cows don't fall down actually. Okay, well. Yeah.
It is fine though, because if you hit it from there, it actually flies up and gets into that scripted event sometimes, so House got it there. But now he's having some trouble in here. This tunnel is always not the most fun because the cowlicks just like hit each other and don't move, and it's just annoying a lot of the times. But you see him kind of cleaning up some of these gems that's in the grass. The gems can be like quite difficult to see if you don't know where they are. You can, I used to just turn down like the grass settings.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if I can't see them, even if I know where they're supposed to be, if I miss one, I'd rather be able to see it.
Yeah.
But
absolutely. That's in OG obviously there is no grass. There is no grass, right? So
yeah.
So you just don't have to worry about that. But still, if you kind of know where all the gems in the level are, then you just simply go over the over the area, and you will be fine, most likely, because while supercharging, I think Sparks has kind of like a bigger reach, kinda. But I don't know.
It definitely does feel like that sometimes.
Yeah,
Oh, this is very cool.
yeah, stocky. Yeah, but at least he has all the cows. He didn't throw any out of bounds. It can still happen here, so we'll see. Let's hope it doesn't. But yeah, that's the entire thing. Also, House is going to attempt actually throwing all of the cows into the pit at once, so that he can get bull forbs at the same time. Right?
That was sick.
That was sick. Maybe that's why he leaves the one bird actually alive. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess because he doesn't want to even take the chance of fireballing it. That's actually so sick.
Yeah, that's a cool strat. I didn't know about that, but that looks good. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay, one,
Yeah. He got all
one of
of
the
it.
killings didn't end up in the thing, but
Yeah.
I guess.
There you go. Those are all in the pit. We got both orbs, and now we're just going to continue with doing the level backwards, basically. So we're just going to do the mystery base, clear the areas over here, and on that. And I think that isn't actually that bad of a death, in my opinion.
That's a pretty good Calyx. Like, it got kind of stuck a little bit, but nothing that
Yeah.
like one or two flames or fireballs didn't like take out.
Yeah, I saw House do the new route on his stream a couple of times, and he always was like basically behind his goals, which may seem like it's just not viable really, but you need to do those cowlicks very well in order to actually save time here. So yeah, and yeah, we're just going to clear the left area, get the mystery vest, clear the right area, and that's everything. Is that fair? And we're going to warp to home, I believe. Yep, exactly. Because we used to actually warp to levels, but unfortunately, there is this screen, the adventure continues. But if you warp to levels, this screen takes 10 seconds, and the loadless timer actually still runs during those 10 seconds. So we're not doing that, we're just going to Almond Plains and doing stuff then. Just going to levels manually, so we don't have to walk and waste 10 seconds on that. And as you can see, House is just clearing the entire right area, and he's just doing cowlicks now. Not cowlicks, but racklets, yeah.
I have a question for you, as someone that has run this category more than I. Is the flight that you have from a speedway faster than the flight that you get in, like, if you were to kill 15 enemies? It feels faster.
Yeah, it's way faster. You can't really control that well. You can't really control Spyrothon that well during this super flight. It's very powerful. It's way faster. So you need to react with your power up, like fireball. There you go. Pretty well to actually kill all the Draclets, especially those that are like above the acid or whatever. So yeah, and you actually saw House take an intentional death after he got the Draclet's orb, because it resets the power-ups and the speedway storage and everything. So he got his flight back. So he didn't have to take the whirlwind up and just waste time on that. It was just simply faster to do that, because like I said, we use a loadless timer, so as we take deaths we don't actually waste any time, because the timer stops doing that. So yeah.
I love George. He's just
Hell
is
yeah.
a simple. He is a simple animal.
Mm,
He walk
Yeah.
around. He eat fish.
yeah. George is the mascot of our community, basically. A little guy who just got lost, apparently, which I don't consider this area really like convoluted so that you can get lost in, but okay, I guess.
He just was
I am-
hungry.
I guess, yeah. I don't know why his owner doesn't want to go in there. This area doesn't seem really like dangerous or anything like that, so it's kind of sus, man. So yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to do bombs first, basically. We're going to collect all the bones, clear the entire area, and then we're going to do lava lizards at the end, because we still have to go like behind, since there is a mystery base in this level. So it's just simpler to actually do that, right? And yeah, that's what we're doing right now. And also, Mystery Base, if you haven't noticed, Mystery Base also, because it's a cutscene, it also resets your flying ability, so House will actually attempt a very cool hover onto the power-up gate, basically, and from that he will jump to the lava cave, basically, so you'll see that in a second.
Oh. Okay. He didn't have any sparks there, so if he took another hit, then he was dead.
Yeah, that's the route we usually do. We almost every time get this vase with the power with the 1-up, right? House missed it, unfortunately. You can still stand on some of the scenery over here and avoid getting hit, so it's not that bad. And yeah, we got the mystery vase, so now what we're going to do is we're going to floss.
Any flossers in chat?
Any flossers in chat? This is why SRT is a superior game, by the way.
Yes, Fortnite, haha, funny moments.
Funny moments, absolutely. Very fun. That's kind of cringe, but anyway.
It's so funny.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to the start of the level, get the second to last mystery base, then we're going to collect everything. Because if we supercharge the mystery base, we just simply get all the chance auto home to us, and we're going to end on the lava lizards over here. Well, which obviously they all spawn in the same order every time, so it shouldn't be that difficult for House to actually deal with them. Yeah.
You're seeing House right now. He's doing double fireballs. You can also do this with flames and get 2 flames. It isn't useful in anywhere that isn't Spiral 1 and Toasty, really. But basically what you do is you flame, and then you roll with L1, then you jump, and then you flame again. But it's like I said, it's not really that useful outside of Toasty and Spyro 1.
Yeah, so I see the discussion in chat, and in my opinion, the music actually for Bone Dance is better than in OG, but the dance is just cringe. Let's just agree on that. The dance is cringe. Who puts Fortnite dance in the game?
No, it's the best dance I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
sure, man. Whatever. So yeah, now we're here. We're going to the breeze next. Woohoo! Yeah, it's convenient that breeze is actually positioned over here because we can just fly up, get the orb, and drop down to breeze again. In the end. We're going to supercharge the metal chest. We're going to take care of the mines. And yeah, basically the route for this one is going to be we're going to do the mines over here. We're going to clear the entire area as intended, basically. We're just not going to use the boilers and the boats and anything like that. We just don't need them. Then we're going to clear the entire boat area. So the talisman boat, basically, as you can see. And we're going to drop down, clear all of these, all of this area over here, and just do the trouble with the trolley A. So yeah, we're getting the hard chest and we're trolling now. Yeah, like I said, I think the music for the I like the music for the Bone Dance in SRT more. It's more like funky and like enjoyable. But I do agree that like the cutscene and the dance itself kind of cringe. I do agree with that, absolutely. With Spyro 3, in Spyro 3 it kind of has a little bit more flavor to it, I suppose, because like the skeleton actually does something instead of just floating. So yeah. So House tried to actually snipe the sign over here. You didn't manage to do that, but you actually can do it from so far away if you're like angled well. Yeah. And yeah, we're going to clear the entire area over here. That's 400, and we're actually going to use a cannon to destroy those mines. You might ask why? Because it's easier. It's just like the fireball is, you can't really predict, like you can't really time it. Maybe you can if you have like practice with that, but since we're like, you know, 40-year promise and stuff like that, we just opt to actually use the cannon to destroy them. So yeah, so that's everything that we had to do in Autumn Plains. So we're not going to go there anymore. We're just going to be warping from level to level because it's just simply faster. Despite the 10-second wait, it's just faster anyway. So House actually has to kill all the enemies over here to get up to 20 and activate the power up. And you might ask why? Like, what? He has power, he has fireball and stuff, but he still needs to get those enemies. And the answer is yes. Because I don't know if Bombo spawns or not, but you need like to talk to Handle to actually like for him to open up the gates, and I think also spawn Bombo. So so yeah, that's why he needs 20 souls for basically. And yeah, this is our little boy Bob. This is Bob from Toys for Bobs. So yeah.
It is possible for Bob to have, I don't know what the word is, void out, I guess. Like you can, it's been seen where like you fireball him and then he just doesn't fall down, but his text box is there. So the game is a little bit interesting and you have to go, like, as I've said for any like thing where any soft lock happens, you just have to like exit the game and, or like quit the game and then continue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I think it actually happens in level storage, like during 100% level storage, a little bit more often. But I don't know. I've not seen this happen, Phoenix, to be honest. You can sometimes, if you headbutt too fast, you can sometimes just like slide off of the lying Earth Shaper, basically. But yeah, I've never seen anything like that, like the one that you described. So. In this category, it doesn't matter, because we're just simply going to fireball every Earth Shaper possible. So, in this category, it won't really matter anyway. So, yeah. We basically cleared everything that we had to clear. We have some like small areas left, and we're just going to get ahead of Bombo, escort all of him. Like the escort the next two bombos into the finish place, and we're just going to get the hell out. So yeah, the only good part about level storage and Bombo is the fact that you can literally just go ahead of him. So he won't hit you because he like can't throw behind him. He actually does that, but the balls can't really like catch you. So yeah, and that's it. That's everything here. Pretty simple. And we're going to Frag Hills. You'll see how we deal with Fracture Hills over here. We're just going to fireball all the Earth Shapers, and we'll be fine. We're going to actually fireball all of the Earth Shapers before the Alchemist minigame, and then we're just going to activate him and let him walk and do something else in the meantime. And yeah, after that we're just going to get both of the orbs immediately. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We also have a supercharge, so we don't really have to kill enemies. We will be able to just simply go into the locked phone without having to kill 14 enemies. So yeah, and as you can see here, we'll just killing the Earth Shapers. So that's basically everything. We cleared the entire area. Now we're going to free the phone.
The old spinner or Krista.
Yeah,
Spinner's the one on the outside.
Yeah, exactly. So we freed her, and now we're just going into the proximity of the minigame again. That basically makes the Alchemist arrive. So we got an orb from that, and we killed all of the Earth Shapers anyway, so we just get another orb immediately after. Very cool.
Yeah, 2 levels left in Autumn Plains before beginning a descent onto the first few levels. The first homeworld, Summer Forest.
Yeah. So, what we're going to do is indeed we're going to finish up Autumn Plains. Then we're going to go to Summer Forest, clear the entire Summer Forest, enter Aquaria, and then just go like in the reverse order of the levels, right? And after we finish up Glimmer, we still have to get around and do Metropolis, Canyon Speedway, and that's everything from the game. So yeah, you'll see how this looks like. And for now, we're just going to use our incredible speed to beat Hunter, hopefully like 10-0 and 15-0. We'll see though. You have to give it for Hunter though. He's trying. He has no chance, but he's trying.
He is definitely trying his darndest.
Yeah. You really have no chance, but yeah.
I once lost this minigame in a run 15-14, and I was pissed. Oh,
Yeah,
how's that Hunter again?
Hunter is very fast in this in the second.
Yeah, he hustles you.
minigame. Yeah.
He's like, oh, I lost. What if we try again? And then he's like, just super speed. Oh,
Yeah,
he got one. Reset.
He's just tryharding.
Oh, he's got two.
Second.
Oh my god, he's coming. The comeback?
Come back, Pog you. Oh. Very sad. And that is Magma countdown. Psych! So basically, we don't have a flight power up anymore and we won it. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave the level and enter it again. Because it's just faster than quit game continue, because like I said, there is a 10-second the adventure continues screen if you do that. And it actually takes on loadless, so we just opt to leave the level instead and come back.
And having Flight and Fireball makes the Party Crashers minigame trivial. Like, we still kill 2 enemies because you lose your Flight when you talk to the guy to start the minigame, but when you have Fireball, you don't have to get any of the rocks, so it's just like, you just fly around a little bit and destroy everything.
Yeah. You don't have to wait for the like magma rocks basically to actually kill the party crashers, so it's kinda easier. You can see how satisfying it is because we can actually pair it up with supercharge to actually move faster. So yeah, you can see we're making a very quick work of those party crashers over here. There we go. Now we'll actually go and clear the rest of the area because this is everything that we need. This is 400 over here. And that's the end of the minigame. And we can leave now and go to Shady Oasis. As I said, we still have to kind of escort Shorty. Not really, but I guess. She definitely has to break the first gate, then we don't really need her, but yeah. So as you can see, House flew up there, while Shorty is destroying the gate. He's just going to grab all the gems over here, and that's all we need Shorty for basically. Now we're going to do other stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what we do. Also, what the House is going to later, House is going to attempt something similar later. I will talk about that again in the future. But basically, as you can see, we don't need Shorty for anything else. We can get 18 enemies just by traversing the map. without her actually breaking the gates open and anything like that. So yeah, we also killed the remaining thieves. Pretty cool. We have all the enemies. Now we're dropping down. So here, the minigame seems kinda boring, I guess. But in the time we do that, we can do something else. For example, House will actually shoot the second thief over here, and it will connect. As you can see, the lamp will just go to us, and he will also try to time it so that he destroys the last, the next mystery vase. At the time he kills the last guy, so that he actually he missed it. That's very unfortunate. That's
Yeah.
pain. It's risky. It's risky to do that, but you can basically, by doing that, you can get the animation of the base transporting at the same time as you get the orb from the minigame. So basically, the similar idea as in Robotica. Unfortunately, he kind of timed it not well. He timed the head bash a little bit too late. So he destroyed the vase and he had to wait the entire animation, and then the hippo just drowned. So you have to retry the minigame, but yeah, it's still not that bad.
Missed a few gems there, unfortunately, with the early, or with the collection of the last lamp, but it should be fine.
Not a big problem. You know, it obviously isn't the fastest way if you miss those gems, but not a huge deal. So yeah, this is basically the end. We're just getting gems over here from the steps. And we have gems only from the mystery base left. So yeah, this is the last spot that we have to go to. All the gems, and we're going to Summer Forest. So as I said, what we're going to do here is we're going to clear the entire area on our left. We're going to go into the water, get the orb from from the area, like after the water, and then we're just going to fly out of bounds, get onto the the ladder, or clear the entire area and just go to Aquaria, because that should be 400. Also, there are vases in one of the corridors, so yeah, that's also 500. That should be everything for Summer Forest. And he flies out of bounds here, goes onto the railing, clears the entire thing, and he will drop down, activate the button, get the vases, that's 400, enter Aquaria, and we're on to the boring level now. Yeah, so as I said, unfortunately the physics underwater don't work the same. I actually work the same with supercharge as they work with normal charge. So we kind of won't have any additional speed, but we will still have the interaction power of the supercharge, which means we will be able to actually destroy the heart chests with a supercharge, and that will allow us to actually home all the gems to us without having for them to sparse out and just collect them manually. So yeah,
And because of being able to start get the last kind of button without having to go get the other ones,
yeah.
We're just gonna work our way backwards with all these seahorses.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, we can get out of bounds here, and we can get to the last tower. But if we didn't get, if we hadn't gotten all the seahorses before that, the last seahorse isn't actually present in the last tower. So very sad we cannot really get this as simple as an OG.
One thing that's funny to note is that you can hear Spyro actually charging right now. You can hear the supercharged feet going if you listen closely while he's on the Manta. Because I'm pretty sure the Manta, if you were to get to the Manta with without buying Swim, which is technically possible, you wouldn't have the speed because you would. I think it's based on your charge, and if you can't charge underwater, then you just go so slow, and you actually can't beat the minigame, if I remember correctly. But obviously, we're here with Swim, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So now we're going to go down. We have everything from this area, and we don't need anything else. Fortunately, those two towers are on a perfect cycle, so if we don't fuck up any movement, we're just going to be able to get all the seahorses without having to stop or damage abuse or anything like that. So yeah. As you can see, perfect cycle, very simple stuff. And yeah, we're going to go as intended now. and yeah, clear all of the areas that are ahead of us, basically. There we go. That's that. In the middle tower. Now we're going to go into the sharks area. We're going to kill all the sharks over here, and we're going to supercharge the chest, as I mentioned before. And yeah, there's one seahorse over here. They've got water underwater. That's a SpongeBob movement. Hell yeah. Yeah,
Shout out to SpongeBob.
Yeah, shout out to SpongeBob. It's because we didn't activate the second button, right? That's why it looks like that. So yeah, we're going to go over here to the Moneybags area with his submarine that we don't really care about. Just going to drop down, kill the sharks with our fireball. And yeah, continue as intended.
It's very nice that the sharks all wait for the one in front of them to attack you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's everything. The last seahorse over here, and we should be fine with Aquaria. So yeah, pretty cool.
Also, while we're giving shoutouts to SpongeBob, we'll give a shoutout to Tom Kenny, who voices Spyro and SpongeBob.
Absolutely. And yeah, as I said, we're going to go in the reverse level order at this point, using our guidebook. So we are here in Honey Beach again, and we're going to have to do turtle soups. It's very sad, but what can you do?
Turtle soup too. Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. So, 40-hour, like OG 40-hour runners actually do turtle soup too because it's a relatively fast horse. Here, if you were to do a turtle soup 2 in a 40-hour run, you would be probably called an insane and stupid, most likely. It's about a minute and a half, I believe, which is a very slow work, but what can you do? So yeah, just going to finish the entire area. We're going to actually leave the gems underwater and the box for after the turtle soups. So yeah, just so that, because like after we destroy the last box, we just get warped to the a visor turtle guy, so we just don't want to do that. We need to clear everything here first. Yeah, that's Turtle Soup 1. Very simple, pretty quick as well. Turtle Soup 2, very sad. It's a very sad minigame. So yeah, now we have free time to, I don't know, do something, I guess. Hello Noba, welcome everyone from Noba's stream. We're watching Turtle Soup 2, which is very exciting. So not the best time to come, but still, a very exciting run. It's a very fun run to actually like look at and also play as well. So basically, for those who don't know, this is 100% level storage. We are completing the entire game, collecting everything, but we have no restrictions. And with that, we're actually using level storage, and that allows us to store the information of a Speedway level, meaning that we have super flight and supercharge in normal levels. So it's a very cool run to actually look at what you can do with those overpowered abilities and stuff like that. So yeah, we're nearing the end. We have still a couple of levels because we have Hurricanes, then it's Colossus, Idol, Glimmer, Metropolis, and Canyon Speedway. But yeah, it's still very fun to actually look at what's going on over here. Because, for example, one cool trick that probably a lot of OG runners are going to be jealous about is the fact that here in Spyro 2 Reignited, we can actually go kind of like out of bounds and kill the stone thieves even before starting the minigame. Which is, it sounds stupid, but that's what we can do. So as you can see, houses going here, and this is the place where all the stone thieves are actually stored. So, we're just going to put all the stones in place, kill the last 2 stone thieves, and that's the entire minigame completed. We don't have to waste time on that.
Interestingly, the stone thieves aren't stored there on the Switch version. Mm-hmm. Somebody tried to do it on the Switch and they're just not there.
Sad. Yeah, that's a sad moment. So, as you can see, for this one, because we completed the minigame, we have the cutscene, we have the dialogue, we don't have a super flight anymore, so we actually have to collect the light bulbs. But still, it isn't that bad because we still have to collect those gems from inside the gate, and there is no other way to actually get here, so we would have to do it anyway. And yeah, we're just going to clear this entire area over here. Like that. We're going to destroy this windmill, get up, get all the gems, jump to the other side, grab these gems, and we're going to finish on an ore.
And we're gonna...
We would if we didn't die. Yeah, it's not a problem because we have a flight at this point, so... Tactical damage abuse. I mean, that's
tactical,
abuse.
yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's everything that we needed from Hurricanes, so now on to Colossus. And since we've done Hawkeyes in the first visit. Colossus in this visit is very, very, very quick. It's about like minute 30 something, I think. So yeah. We don't need to kill enemies because we have flight power up, so we can just fly to the professor's area. And yeah, there is a height cap in this level that is kind of low, but you can still grab everything that you need in this level, so doesn't really matter. We're at the highest point of the level anyway right now, so.
So these statues tend to work a lot better with Fireball. They don't.
Yeah.
So sometimes mess up and not work correctly with Flame. You'll have to flame them like 4 times to get the spear out of them, but.
That goal went into the orbit, yeah. So basically,
Yeah.
if you supercharge the enemies from the game over here, they tend to get just flown. They tend to get just thrown into fucking space. So yeah, that's what happens with basically all the enemies. Some enemies, as for example this ox over here, just they have a custom like death animation. Or maybe even they weren't just supposed to be supercharged or just charged at all, so they just die normally, right? They have one animation, but those enemies that can actually be like, thrown around, so they with a supercharge, but yeah, they actually get launched very far away. So yeah, here. In Idle, we're clearing the entire area. We're going to obviously do form and bots puzzles, which means fishy.
Fishy.
Fishy. Who's ready for 20 reds or something? I don't know. But yeah, we're going to do that. And after fishy, we're going to death abuse again to get our power-ups back. So, yeah. Here we are, fishy. There's one red, very cool. I think the RNG in SRT isn't as bad as in OG. OG can sometimes be very cursed. Have like 20 reds in a row.
Okay. Alright. One red fish, that's pretty good.
Yeah, one red fish and all of them were very quick, so yeah.
That's,
yeah, we're dying.
so that's about the best fish you can ever see.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, there was one red. There was
like
one
right
red,
at the beginning.
Yeah, and all the fish went very quick, one after another, so. Yeah, but we died by Marshmallow mostly because we get our super flight back, so we can just skip the skip opening the doors and stuff like that, since we've already cleared those out. And yeah, we don't even need to kill enemies. We have supercharge, so we can just simply do the Pula Girl rescue. There you go. We cannot skip those cutscenes in SRT. By the way, if you don't know why we're watching them, it's because we can't not watch them. Basically.
I think he missed it.
He missed a red, yes. So
Such
there
a
you
hard
go.
puzzle.
True. Very difficult. And Idle Springs done. So normally, since we spawn in front of Glimmer, we would like in Summer Forest we spawn in front of Glimmer. We would just warp to Summer Forest and then enter Glimmer to save the most time. But Glimmer has no starting cutscene, so we just warp into Glimmer without losing any time. Let's go.
You have to be a bit careful with this one orb, the flaming like the lizard's orb, because if you get ahead of the gem cutter, he like will soft lock and just like not walk forward.
Yeah. Unfortunately. There are also, something to mention, is that all the lizards are actually stored out of bounds. So we could fly out of bounds and kill them, but there's really no point in doing that, because we have to clear the entire like Glimmer anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah. There you go, we're just going to light up all the lamps with our fireball. And for OG, this minigame can be kinda tricky, especially for like newer players to actually one cycle, because the lamps like stop working very quickly. But here it's like you have to wait 40 seconds or something before they actually like turn off again, so you can't really mess that. And yeah, we're going to look if our little gem cutter doesn't softlock on stairs, so pog. Okay, pretty cool. I need to shoot the second to last lizard and basically grab all the gems underneath. There you go. Finish off the last lizard. And that is Glimmer done. That is Glimmer done. Now we're going into Winter Tundra. We're going to finish off the entire hub and go into Metropolis because it's conveniently at the. It's conveniently the baskets in the Metropolis room are basically the last baskets we collect in Winter Tundra, so it's just convenient to do that. There you go. So yeah, we're here in Metropolis. Unfortunately, we cannot activate the elevators with fireballs. We can only do that with headbash, so that's what we need headbash for as well. And yeah, we're going to go up to do the Ox challenge first. It isn't that difficult because we have a fireball, so we're just going to insta-kill it basically. And yeah, that's everything. And after that, we're just going to proceed as normal. Proceed as normal. We have a slightly different route because we have fireball. So we have a slightly different route for the upper area, but it doesn't change that much anyway. Yeah, we can also supercharge those headbash chests, so that's very convenient for us. Because if we headbash those chests, the gems kinda like spring out, so we have to like Sparks has to collect them, and it just wastes our time. So we're just supercharging that because it auto homes to us. And yeah, that's the first one. And we're going to the second one, and I think House's route is that he actually... Yeah, he gets the sheep sauces first, and then after finishing that, he just clears the entire area over here. And yeah, as you can see, we're on 63 gems, which means we're almost at the end.
These favorite orb from Canyon Speedway is our final orb.
Absolutely.
The pew-pews.
The pew-pews. Yeah, so he's going to actually get rid of the level storage, right? He doesn't.
And you get rid of it just by warping back and then exiting or whatever. So now he's normal.
Yeah. Well, this is the Canyon Speedway level storage. So yeah, for this one we have a fireball. It's going to be pretty simple to do this level. It takes about like 30 to 40 seconds to actually complete this level with a fireball. So yeah, we killed all the birds. We're going to try for a animation skip on the wall over here. Let's see. And we got it, perfect. 37 seconds, that's very good. And it's time for your favorite pew-pews, ladies and gentlemen. So get your pew-pews in the chat, because this is the last auto-scroller orb we're actually doing. So the time will actually go. The time will actually stop when the visual of the orb actually appears on screen, right? So that's the timing method that we have, like a confirmation that we got the orb, right? So yeah, pretty good, pretty cool run. There weren't many major mistakes. Like the only one that I can think of was the Shady Oasis failed minigame. But other than that, I think this was a pretty solid round.
Oh yeah, he's gonna end like just over a minute over his PB, which is like pretty nuts for this category.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we have the end of the minigame, and the time is stopped now. Very good. Very cool. That's the GG's, ladies and gentlemen.
GG's.
Absolutely. Very good run, I'd say. We can actually see the loadless timer on screen. I don't know if you can, if you guys can see it. Probably not, but
he was plus 57 on PB.
Yeah, he was plus 57 on PB, which is like very solid for the category, right? Very solid for completionists in general. So very nice. You can also type who we're getting in the Tunnel of Love. And yeah.
Everybody put fawn. Manifest it.
Yep, Fawn.
Ah, we got Colossus guy.
That's unfortunate, but when I did mine, I got Greta, so
Okay.
I think it's still better than my thing.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Very
Alright.
good run by House.
Yeah, great run by House, and thank you guys for commentary.
Oh yeah,
No worries.
absolutely.
All right, we're gonna take a little bit of time for Groxu to get ready for his next run. It's gonna be Spyro 1 80 Dragons Reignited Trilogy. So we're gonna let him get set up for that, and we will be back in a few moments.
Hey there, my name is Hum, and you are watching Spyrothon.
Who was that guy? What the heck? Hey guys, this is Hum, as you heard before. That mysterious man appeared on screen, and it is still Hum now. So I'm going to be here for 2 more introductions, I believe, here, 2 more little hosting segments as we are approaching, I don't want to say approaching the end of the Reignited Trilogy. We have 2 more runs left, but this little block here, we have 80 Dragons coming up soon by Groxu. It's going to be Spyro 1. And then we're going to be having Spyro 3 Reignited Trilogy with 117 by Insert Logic. So both great runs. Excited to see those.